Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today we have Gothic Beauties and Cuties. Our first project, we start with these slate roof tiles. I got them thrifting. They were supposed to have come off of old buildings in New Orleans. There was a big fire back in the 1800s, 17 something. Anyway, there's a history on the back. But we're taking the New Orleans picture off. And I ended up just adding a little water, letting it soak, and it all rubbed right off. And we have this beautiful slate. Look at that. Is that not a score? I mean, mercy me. I paid $6 a piece for them. Gladly. So my favorite place to go, Etsy, and got these beautiful witch images. I just love them. So I'm putting the Mod Podge on but this is just regular printer paper. We're not doing rice paper because you don't want the slate is too dark in the background for the rice paper. And we're putting the Mod Podge on the back of the paper because I don't want to put a Mod Podge finish all over that slate. And then later we'll put a couple of nice coats of matte clear coat spray on clear coat. That's some good stuff. Walmart's the best place I found price wise. But there's a Krylon that's good, and what's the other one? Rust-Oleum are both very good. So we just put her on there and press her down. That's it. That's all it is. This is super easy. And I know you're not going to walk into your thrift store and find these tiles, but you can find them. You can find them. I don't know if you can find them in singles. You know, you can go to a nursery and find slate pieces that people use in their yard, and I bet they'd have some pieces that would work. Or you could get some faux slate tiles perhaps. But anyway, I just put the Mod Podge on the paper, and it's got all those little ridges and nooks and crannies, and you just have to use your fingers and just keep pressing it down and make sure. And the edges, I burned the edges with my lighter. I wanted that effect rather than just tearing them, and it looks fantastic. And that's pretty much it. Aren't they beautiful? I just love them. And that brings us to DIY number 2. And I'm starting out with this little frame from Dollar Tree. I assumed it was a 5x7, but it's not exactly 5x7. But that's okay. And it's got this glitter on it, which is actually, it's kind of cool, but that's not what I was after. But the glitter is like instant texture. So I painted it black. It's just a generic black chalk paint. I get it at Dollar General. And I ended up doing 2 coats. And then I've got this orange, what is it called? Orange Spice. And that's just a Krafts acrylic. And I'm taking my chip brush and dabbing most of the paint off. It's hard to see on here, but that orange is picking up all the texture, and a little bit of the glitter is kind of showing through. It turns out really cool. I just wish you could see it better on here, but you can see it a little better when I do the side there. But you want to pick up all your edges and just give it a pop of color. But it turned out really pretty. And again, the glitter, you can see that on the video. It looks like you can see the glitter just popping through here and there. It really turned out pretty. And then I just took a piece of cardboard, and I'll make sure if you're going to do a frame piece like this that it's going to fit in the frame before you go doing all the work. So this is a pretty thin piece of cardboard. And I painted the cardboard black as well. And that there is some Halloween tulle with it's kind of it's not exactly gold, it's kind of a coppery color. Spider webs, they're glittery. And that's from Dollar Tree. I had left over from Halloween, this past Halloween. And I put the Mod Podge on the painted cardboard and then lay this tulle on top. Now I didn't put a top coat on. That's super sheer, so that's all just going to seep through anyway. And it's just, don't worry, that glue will dry to clear. It turns out really cool. And just carefully dab that down. You don't want to smear it around too much. And as you can see, it dried beautifully. If you're enjoying this content, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing and ring that bell to get notifications when I upload new videos. So here is another witch image that was in the same paper bundle from Etsy. And I started to put the Mod Podge on the backing, and I thought better of it and put it on the paper. Because I don't want to overload a Mod Podge, dulling down that glitter. And we just press that on, and we want to tear the edges, as you saw me do, and make sure some of that spider web glitter is going to show. And it's too cute. Too cute. So what I'm going to do now is take some black chalk paint and a very small chip brush, and we're going to dry brush those white edges, and we're going to go around and darken all the white edges with the black. And this is just, again, generic black chalk paint. Dab most of the paint off the brush, and I just sat there and went over it. No, and see, that isn't that much better. And then I took the same little brush and kind of blended, went into the image a little bit, not too much, I didn't want to darken it too much, and blended that black edge. Isn't that gorgeous? And here it is back in the frame. And later you'll see in the reveal that I add a rag bow, and there'll be less of a glare. And now here we are at DIY number 3. This one is super easy, super cute, super fun. And this is, again, Etsy. It's I think it's called Cute Gothic. It's just adorable. I'm going to use some more papers out of that pack. And I started out just doing this one little girl, and when I saw how beautiful it was turning out, I decided I had to do her sister. So what I'm going to do is paint the sides and the front of this. It is a bamboo cutting board from Dollar Tree. They are fantastic for quick, easy decoupage projects. And we're just going to give it a nice 2 coats of white chalk paint. And of course we have to tear the edges. If the edges are going to show, you want to tear them. If they're going to run off of whatever you're attaching them to, then you don't have to do that, because you're going to burnish your edges. And we just keep tearing, taking away until it fits on the board. Isn't she cute? Look at this precious thing. Oh my goodness, she's just too sweet. And we just add our Mod Podge to the painted side. I had my scissors on her, my fan's on, and all my stuff's blowing around all over the place. And just get her in position. And we're going to press that down, and I'm going to use this little squeegee, scraper, whatever you want to call it, and make sure all my edges are down. Oh, my dogs. My dogs are in here making racket. I don't have time to start over. I gotta get this video up today. So we've just got some Folk Art Java chalk paint, and we take our chip brush, knock most of the paint off on our paper towel, and make sure you gotta get those edges. We distress the paper edges, and then we go around and distress the board that's showing. And this is so easy and quick and cute. The only thing that takes any time is letting the paint and Mod Podge dry in between. So, and you darken it as much or as little as you want to. I like it kind of dark usually, especially with something like this. And this, I love this monochrome. Oh my goodness. And then you add a bow with a little pop of color. It's just so much fun. You could add like a flower with some color to it, to her hat. You could do whatever you want. Add some lace, whatever you want to do. Look at her. Now I'm going to take and distress over top of the image a little bit, not too much, just to kind of blend it. Look at her. Oh my god. And we are going to spray these with matte clear finish. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. I just love these. So here's her sister, and the same thing. Same exact thing. Paint our board white. Add the Mod Podge. And place our little beauty. Look at her. Oh my god. I just love these. They are already hanging on my wall. I'm not selling these. They're not going anywhere. And we do the same thing. We use our scraper tool, make sure all the edges are down, and then we distress. I'll have all the links for all these witches and cute little gothic girls in the description for you. Look at, oh my god, look at their little faces. Oh, they're so cute. There's my little gothic skull. I wanted something to pop up. Couldn't find anything better. And as you see, I went back and darkened them both up a little bit more. They're just so cute. And you can put them on a little stand on your table or hang them up. Adorable. So now we're going to make a rag bow, and this is basically how I make the bow. You'll see in the reveal for the framed picture as well. And if you're bow challenged like me, or you have arthritis in your hands like me, this is an easy way to do it. And that's my homemade bow maker, and it's just 2 dowel rods sticking out of a little sign there. And basically you're just crisscrossing back and forth. Now another easy way is to cut them in pieces where you can fold them in half and just lay one half down, or one piece down, fold it in half, and then do another, the same ribbon, same length, fold it in half, and then just keep crisscrossing. But you can fold it back and forth. Now there's no wire in this. This is a chiffon ribbon I got from Amazon. I'll put the links for that in there too. And it was like a bright orange. And I dyed it with black chalk paint and water. Let it soak in a jar like overnight, and it gave me that gorgeous stained color. And then this is, I got this fabric at Joann's before they closed, and this was just a little striped fabric, and I dyed that with tea. And that's easy. You boil a bunch of tea bags. Once it gets nice and dark, shut it off, and then just start dunking your fabric in there. And some takes it quicker than others. Some takes a while to soak. So test it after a couple minutes. Sometimes it takes a minute or two, sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes longer. Depends on the fabric. And you want fabric that you can snip and tear into strips. You want the frayed edges for this rag bow. And then I add some of this crocheted ribbon as well. Now I'm going to take my twine. Now it's easier if you lay your twine across the bottom underneath it first. Lift it out. But you know, just whatever you do, hold on to that thing until you get it tied, because that's the hardest part. You got to make sure it's centered, which can be a pain in the butt, and then get it tied. And then you can tie it the first time and tie it tight enough where it's not going to come apart without cinching it all the way down, and make sure it's centered. And you can, you know, move your loops around a little bit. See, that you can adjust them and pull them around and get them kind of where you want them. And then I'm doing a second knot, and I decide I want to add a little more to it. So I crisscrossed another piece of that striped fabric strip and a little bit of Excelsior, and now I'm taking the twine I already have and wrapping the two pieces around the front and just bring them to the back and tying them again. And that's all I'm doing here. And that little bit of Excelsior just hides that jute and just gives it it's just something about it. And then you could take a little plastic spider, and you don't even have to glue it, because you don't want glue all in that Excelsior to make a damn mess, you know. And you just stick him on there and he'll hold on to it and he'll stay there. A little bit of glue between knots, I recommend it. You don't want that coming untied. Now once you add glue to your project, it probably won't, but I like to add a little tiny dab in between my knots. And we add some hot glue and put it on the upper left corner. And you'll see in the reveal on her sister, I made a similar bow using only the crocheted ribbon and a little Excelsior. So cute. Hold that in place for a few minutes. And here's everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I've just started out with my YouTube journey, and your support would help so much. I love doing this. I want to continue to bring you these DIYs. Look how pretty. Now I did this in the dark, so it didn't have a glare, And then we're going to bring it into the light so you can see the frame a little better. There you go. You see a little bit of glitter and that orange tint. Love it. Rag bow, done the same way on that one. And here's my little girls. Love them. Love them. Oh my god. They're so cute. Thanks again. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.